You won't get funded until you stop trying to get funded. How many times have you retaken a prop firm challenge? 3 times? 5? 10? Here's something nobody tells you. Every time you hit that purchase button for another attempt, you're making the same mistake that guarantees you'll fail again. Funded traders don't pass challenges because they're trying to get funded. They pass because they've completely forgotten that funding even matters. Every YouTube video, every Discord server, every prop firm guru tells you the same thing. Stay disciplined, follow your plan, manage your risk. All true, all correct, and completely missing the point. Because here's what they don't tell you. The moment you start trading to pass a challenge, you've already lost. Your brain shifts into a desperate, survival-focused state that systematically destroys every skill you actually need to trade well. Today, I'm going to break down exactly why the harder you try to get funded, the more certain you are to fail. We're going to look at the neuroscience of desperation, yes, but more importantly, we're going to look at what happens to your decision-making, your risk assessment, and your execution quality when you're trading with outcome attachment, when you're checking your P&L every 5 minutes, when you're calculating exactly how many more wins you need to hit the profit target, when you're thinking about what you'll do with that funded account instead of focusing on the trade in front of you. And when we look at that reality, something remarkable emerges. The traders who consistently get funded aren't the ones with the best strategies or the most discipline. They're the ones who genuinely don't care if they pass. Not because they're reckless, but because they've shifted their entire focus from outcomes to process. They've stopped trying to get funded and started trying to trade well. And that difference, that tiny psychological shift, changes everything. You're staring at the checkout page again. Another $300 for another attempt. You tell yourself this time will be different. You've reviewed your mistakes, you've tightened your rules, you're ready. But here's what you don't realize. The moment you click that purchase button with desperation in your chest, you've already guaranteed another failure. Let me introduce you to 2 traders. We'll call them Alex and Jordan. Both have the same strategy. Both risk 1% per trade. Both have been backtesting for 6 months. Both understand risk management. On paper, they're identical traders. But Alex is about to buy his 6th prop firm challenge. Jordan is buying his first. And that difference changes everything. Alex starts day 1 with a calculator open. He needs $8,000 in 30 days. That's roughly $266 per day. If he takes 3 trades daily at 1% risk targeting 1-to-1, he needs to win roughly 60% of his trades. He's got spreadsheets. He's got projections. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Jordan starts day 1 with a different question. What's the best setup available right now? That's it. No calculations, no projections, no desperation math about how many wins he needs. Here's the thing about desperation. It's not invisible. It shows up in your trading behavior in specific, measurable ways. Prop firms don't reject you because you took bad trades. They reject you because you took desperate trades. And desperate trades have a signature. They have a pattern. They're recognizable the same way a tell is recognizable in poker. Alex is going to overtrade. He's going to exit winners early. He's going to widen his stops when he shouldn't. He's going to revenge trade after losses. Not because he's undisciplined, not because his strategy is bad, but because his brain is operating in a completely different mode than Jordan's brain. And that mode, that desperate, outcome-focused, I need this to work state, systematically destroys every skill required to trade successfully. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when you're desperate to pass. Researchers at Stanford studied what happens to decision-making when people become fixated on specific outcomes. What they found should terrify anyone trying to pass a prop firm challenge. When you focus intensely on a goal you desperately need to achieve, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning and rational thought, gets systematically hijacked by your limbic system, your emotional center. In plain English, desperation makes you stupid. But it's not just a general impairment. It manifests in 3 specific ways that are absolute poison for trading. First, your pattern recognition deteriorates. You start seeing setups that aren't actually there because your brain is searching desperately for opportunities to move closer to that $8,000 target. Second, your risk assessment becomes binary. Trades aren't slightly favorable or moderately good anymore. They're either this has to work or this will definitely fail. Nuance disappears. Third, your time horizon collapses. You can't wait for proper setups anymore because every hour that passes without a trade feels like wasted opportunity. Let's watch Alex and Jordan on the same trading day. Both are down $300 by noon. Alex sees that negative 300 and his brain immediately enters threat detection mode. He's not just down 300. He's further from his $8,000 target. He's losing precious time. His heart rate elevates. His palms get slightly sweaty. He starts scanning charts more frantically. A mediocre setup appears. Normally, he'd skip it. Today, he takes it. Jordan sees the same negative 300. His brain stays calm. He's down 300. Okay, is there a quality setup available? No? Then he waits. Here's what most traders don't realize. When you're desperately trying to pass a challenge, you're not just trading. You're simultaneously trying to analyze market conditions, manage your open positions, and constantly calculating challenge metrics in the background. How much am I up? How much do I still need? How many days are left? It's like trying to play chess while someone makes you do mental math problems. The best traders have zero cognitive load from challenge metrics. They've forgotten the challenge exists. But it's not just your brain that changes. Your actual trading behavior shifts in specific measurable ways. Desperation doesn't just exist in your head. It shows up in 4 specific trading behaviors that prop firm algorithms can detect instantly. Let's walk through a typical trading day and watch how Alex's desperation manifests while Jordan stays clean. Behavior 1. Overtrading. Alex takes 5 to 7 trades per day because he's thinking, I need volume to hit my target. Jordan takes 2 to 3 because he's thinking, I only trade A-plus setups. By the end of week 1, Alex has taken 35 trades. Jordan has taken 15. But here's what matters. Jordan's win rate is 58%. Alex's is 41%. Quality deteriorates dramatically with quantity. Every mediocre trade Alex forced decreased his overall edge. Behavior 2. Premature exits. Alex enters a trade that immediately moves in his favor. He's targeting a 1-to-1 risk reward, but the trade clearly has potential to run to 3-to-1. The moment he hits his target, he closes. Why? Because he needs to lock in profit toward that $8,000 goal. He can't risk giving it back. Jordan, in the same trade, lets it run. He's not thinking about challenge targets. He's thinking about what this specific trade setup typically does. He holds until his technical exit signal triggers. He banks a 2.4-to-1 winner. Alex's premature exit just cost him 60% of the potential profit. Behavior 3. Stop-loss manipulation. Alex is up $7,200 on day 28. He's so close. He takes a trade, sets his stop, then watches it get close to his stop-loss level. His brain screams, you can't afford this loss? You're almost there. He moves his stop wider. The trade reverses harder. What should have been a 1% loss becomes a 3% loss. Jordan never touches his stops. Ever. His stop loss is set based on technical invalidation, not on how badly he wants to pass a challenge. Behavior 4. Revenge trading. Alex takes a loss. $600 gone. He immediately scans for another trade. He needs to make it back. He finds something marginal. Takes it at double his normal size. Loses again. Now he's down $1,400. He's spiraling. Jordan takes a $600 loss, closes his platform, goes for a walk, comes back 2 hours later with a clear head. These aren't random mistakes. They're a predictable psychological pattern, and that pattern follows a specific framework that explains why it's so destructive. There's a concept in behavioral economics called scarcity mindset. When you perceive resources as scarce, your decision-making fundamentally changes, and not for the better. Here's what happens when you've paid for multiple prop firm challenges. Each failure becomes more expensive. Each new attempt carries more weight. You start thinking, I can't afford to fail this one. And that thought, that single mental frame, is exactly what guarantees you will fail this one. A study analyzing trader performance under financial pressure found something remarkable. Traders operating with what researchers called scared money, capital they felt they couldn't afford to lose, underperformed traders with abundant capital by 31%. Same markets, same strategies. The only difference was psychological. One group felt they could afford to fail. The other group felt they couldn't. And the group that couldn't afford to fail failed significantly more often. Alex has spent $1,200 on challenges over 6 months. Every time he opens his trading platform, that number sits in the back of his mind. This isn't just $300 anymore. This is $1,500 total. Every trade carries additional weight. This could be the trade that costs me another $300 challenge fee. This could be the one that finally makes all that money worth it. Jordan spent $300 once. He treats it as tuition, not as an investment that must return profit. It's gone. It's a sunk cost. The outcome of this challenge doesn't change his financial situation meaningfully either way. Here's the paradox that destroys most traders. The more you need to pass, the less likely you are to pass. The trader who can afford to fail is the one who won't fail. It's like dating. Desperate energy repels. Abundance mentality attracts. Same exact mechanism in trading. Desperation creates bad trades. Detachment creates good trades. The prop firm's evaluation algorithm doesn't care that you've spent $1,200. It doesn't care that you really need this. It only sees one thing. Did you trade well or did you trade desperately? Now let's talk about what that evaluation algorithm actually detects. Here's something the prop firm industry doesn't advertise. They're not just checking if you hit the $8,000 profit target, that's table stakes. What they're actually evaluating is whether you trade like someone who will survive long-term with their capital. And they have specific metrics tracking this that most traders don't even know exist. Trade frequency patterns. The algorithm watches for sudden spikes in trading activity. Why? Because desperate traders show a predictable pattern. Slow start, then panic, then overtrading. Consistent traders show steady frequency regardless of their current P and L. Exit timing consistency. Are you closing trades at your predetermined targets, or are you closing them based on how close you are to the challenge goal? The algorithm can detect the difference. Stop loss adherence. How many times did you move your stop? How many times did you exit manually before your stop was hit? Every violation gets flagged. But here's the really interesting one. Correlation between your P and L and your trade quality. Desperate traders show a clear pattern. After losses, their trade quality drops. Their win rate on trades taken after a loss is significantly lower than trades taken after a win. Why? Because they're revenge trading. They're trying to make it back. Consistent traders show no correlation. Their trade quality stays consistent whether they're up or down. I spoke with a former risk manager at a mid-sized prop firm. He told me something striking. We can tell within the first week if someone is trading to pass or trading to trade well. The ones trading to pass almost never make it. Alex's evaluation data shows erratic patterns. His trade frequency doubled in week 3 when he fell behind his internal projections. His win rate on trades taken in the final week was 29% versus 52% in week 1. Jordan's evaluation shows consistent patterns. Same trade frequency throughout. Win rate variance of only 4 percentage points across the entire challenge. The algorithm is literally designed to filter out desperate traders, because desperate traders, even if they somehow pass, will blow funded accounts. They need traders who would trade identically, whether it's a challenge or live capital. So if trying to pass guarantees failure, what's the alternative? The solution sounds absurd. Stop caring about passing. But before you close this video thinking that's reckless advice, understand what not caring actually means. It doesn't mean being careless. It doesn't mean gambling. It means caring about the right things. And there's a massive difference between outcome goals and process goals. Alex's goals for his challenge: hit $8,000 profit. Don't exceed 5% drawdown. Pass within 30 days. Notice something. Every single one of these goals depends on factors outside his control, whether the market trends or chops, whether his setups appear frequently or rarely, whether volatility is high or low. He can trade perfectly and still not hit $8,000 if the market doesn't cooperate. Jordan's goals for his challenge: take only A-plus setups, follow my stop-loss rules perfectly, execute every trade with complete discipline. Notice the difference? Every single one of these goals is 100% within his control. The market can do whatever it wants. Jordan can still achieve every goal he set. That shift changes everything. Here's Jordan on day 15 of his challenge. He's up $2,000. Halfway through the timeline, he's only hit 25% of the profit target. His reaction? Am I taking quality setups? Yes. Am I following my rules? Yes. Then I'm succeeding. Alex at the same point panics. I need $6,000 in 15 days. That's $400 per day. That's impossible unless I increase my position size or take more trades. Research on process orientation in performance psychology shows something remarkable. Athletes who focus on perfecting technique consistently outperform athletes who focus on winning. Same mechanism, same results. The trader focused on executing their process flawlessly will pass challenges. The trader focused on passing challenges will fail at execution. Process goals eliminate anxiety because you control them completely. You cannot control whether the market gives you $8,000 in profit this month. You absolutely can control whether you only take A-plus setups. And when you control your goals, you control your psychology. Let's see what this looks like in actual trading scenarios. Here's a thought experiment. If you had a $100,000 funded account right now today, how would you trade it? More carefully? Less carefully? Exactly the same? If your answer is anything other than exactly the same, you're revealing why you keep failing challenges. Because the challenge is you trading a funded account. That's the entire point of the evaluation. Mental reframe number 1, the funded account visualization. Every morning before you open your platform, tell yourself, I'm managing firm capital today. Not, I'm trying to get firm capital. You already have it. Trade accordingly. Mental reframe number 2, the indifference test. Before every single trade, ask yourself, would I take this setup if I was already funded? If yes, take it. If no, skip it. That's the only filter you need. Mental reframe number 3, the 1-year mindset. You're not passing a 30-day challenge. You're starting a multi-year trading career. This month is just day 1. Watch Jordan's internal dialogue during a tough stretch. The market's been choppy for 3 days. No clear setups. His P&L hasn't moved. His mind goes, would a funded trader force something just to show activity? No. Professional traders wait. Next. Alex's internal dialogue in the same situation. I'm running out of time. It's been 3 days. I have to take something, anything. I can't just sit here. Here's what happens next. Alex forces a trade in a choppy, directionless market. Loses $300. Gets frustrated. Forces another. Loses again. Now he's down $600 and even more desperate. Jordan does nothing. For 3 entire days, he watches, he analyzes, he prepares, but he doesn't trade. Day 4, the market breaks out of consolidation. A crystal clear textbook setup appears. Jordan executes flawlessly, banks an $850 winner in one trade. The funded trader mindset creates patience. Patience creates selectivity. Selectivity creates quality. Quality creates consistency. Consistency gets you funded. It's not complicated, but it requires completely letting go of the outcome. Which brings up the obvious question. The challenge has a deadline. You can't wait forever. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Challenges do have deadlines. 30 days, 60 days. Whatever the time frame, it's finite. You can't wait forever for perfect setups. So how do you balance the reality of time pressure with the need for psychological detachment? There's a crucial difference between healthy urgency and destructive desperation. Healthy urgency sounds like this. I have 30 days, so I need to be present and active when quality setups appear. I need to be at my computer during my best trading hours. I need to be ready to execute when opportunity presents itself. Desperation sounds like this. I have 30 days, so I must force something to happen. I can't afford to miss opportunities. I need to be taking trades. Jordan feels urgency. He's at his computer every morning during the session open. He's scanning actively. He's prepared. He's ready to execute the moment a quality setup appears. But Jordan doesn't feel desperation. When nothing quality materializes, he's completely comfortable closing his platform and walking away. He's not forcing analysis. He's not seeing setups that aren't there. Alex feels desperation. He's constantly watching. 6 charts open, switching time frames, looking for something, anything that could work. He's forcing the analysis because he feels like doing nothing is falling behind. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Don't think, I have to make $8,000 in 30 days. Think, I have 30 days to demonstrate quality execution. If you trade quality setups with proper execution, profit takes care of itself. Statistics from successful challenge passes show something interesting. The average funded trader takes 12 to 18 trades during their evaluation. Not 60, not 90, 12 to 18. You don't need volume, you need precision. Here's Jordan on day 28 of his challenge. He's at $7,200. He needs $8,000 to pass. 2 mediocre setups appear, B plus at best. He skips both. Day 29, a perfect A-plus setup materializes. He executes with full size, banks $1,100, finishes at $8,300. Alex, in the same situation, forces one of those mediocre setups on day 28, loses $400. Panic trades, blows the account. Now let's look at what consistently funded traders actually do differently. I analyzed data from over 50 traders who successfully got funded. Not people selling courses, not gurus. Actual funded traders managing firm capital, and a pattern emerged so consistent it's almost eerie. Most of them don't remember their challenge metrics by week 2. They stopped checking. They stopped calculating. They focused entirely on their trading journal, tracking process adherence, not profit and loss. Here's what they reported. Trader A failed 4 times while obsessively monitoring his progress toward the profit target. On attempt 5, he covered his P and L display. Only checked drawdown for compliance. Passed easily. He told me, I was genuinely surprised when I got the congratulations email. I forgot I was even close. Trader B failed 5 times trying to optimize every decision for the target. Hit breakthrough on attempt 6 when he started treating it like his live account. Stopped thinking about it as a challenge entirely. Passed with 2 days to spare. Trader C literally thought he was trading his small live account. Mixed up which platform he'd opened. Traded for 3 weeks before realizing it was the challenge. Passed at $7,200 without trying. The recurring theme across all of them? Some version of I stopped trying to pass and just tried to trade well. That's not a coincidence. That's not luck. That's the psychological shift that makes funding inevitable. Look at how elite firms like SMB Capital train their traders. They don't teach people how to pass challenges. They teach people how to execute processes flawlessly. The passing happens automatically as a byproduct of process mastery. It's the same concept professional poker players use. Don't play to win the hand. Play to make correct decisions. The money follows correct decisions automatically. You can't control whether you get good cards. You can control whether you play your cards optimally. Same in trading. Don't trade to get funded. Trade to execute your edge perfectly. Getting funded follows perfect execution automatically. Jordan's actual experience validates this completely. He stopped checking the challenge dashboard in week 2, started reviewing only his trading journal, evaluated each trade for quality, not for how much it added to his target. He hit funding requirements without realizing it until the congratulations email arrived. So how do you actually make this shift? Let's talk about your next challenge. If you're reading this and you haven't passed yet, here's your action plan. But before you buy another challenge, ask yourself these 3 questions honestly. Question 1. Am I buying this because I have a solid process I'm confident in, or because I'm desperate to finally get funded? Question 2. If I trade this challenge with perfect execution and still don't hit the profit target, will I consider it a success? Question 3. Can I name my 5 process goals right now? Can I name them more easily than I can name the profit target? If you can't answer these confidently, you're not ready. Save your $300. Wait until you can answer yes to all 3. Otherwise, you're just buying another guaranteed failure. Here are the practical shifts you implement starting today. Shift 1. Hide your profit and loss. Literally cover the numbers with tape or use software to hide them. Only check drawdown daily to ensure you're in compliance, nothing else. Shift 2. Journal process, not profit. At end of day, write followed rules perfectly or took 1B plus setup, broke rule on entry. Don't write made $400 or down $200. Shift 3. Set process metrics only. Your goal is took 0 setups below A plus quality, not hit $8,000 target. Shift 4. Trade like you're already funded. Constant mental check before every decision. Is this what a funded trader managing firm capital would do? Shift 5. Practice genuine indifference. Before you start the challenge, sit with yourself and truly accept that passing doesn't matter. Only executing perfectly matters. Here's where the paradox resolves itself. When you stop needing to pass, you stop trading desperately. When you stop trading desperately, you start trading with quality. When you trade with quality, you pass automatically. It's that simple and that difficult. Your next challenge? Commit to never checking the profit number. Only check drawdown for compliance. Don't calculate how much more you need. Don't project daily targets. Just trade your absolute best on every single setup. The challenge isn't testing if you can make money under pressure. It's testing if you can trade well regardless of pressure, and you can only trade well when pressure doesn't exist. Stop trying to get funded. Start trying to trade. The funding will handle itself.